Hello everyone and welcome for another video of Love and Wargames. For this video we are making a little miniatures review similar to what we did for the Archimedes battle fleet, and this time I take the opportunity that I am up to date on the Commonwealth releases to have a look at all the available miniatures right now for the Commonwealth. So let's see them one by one and see how they look next to each other, etc., because this is something that can be difficult when you see the pictures on the internet to really see the difference in size. First of all, let's start with the most basic of frigates, but still very brave. We can see this little Rurik, which is the smallest mass one available to the Russians. You probably know this frigate if you have the Hunt for the Prometheus starter box, or if you bought basically any ship since. And one thing to note about this one is that the little gun that is in the front is now classified as a seismic mortar, and it's not the gun battery that it used to be. It's quite fun. We have new models for the for the gun batteries that we will see in a second, and we can actually have a look right now on these new heavy frigates, the Brawlers. As you can see, they have little rockets additional here, and they have this gun battery in the front. If we have a look at them side by side, we can indeed see that the Boyar is basically the same with rocket launcher and a new little gun battery. Okay, now let's continue with the classic ships with the very brave Kutsov, here equipped with tri-railguns in the front. And no, this is actually the Norilsk, because the Norilsk has a small gun battery or seismic mortar in the front. So this is the Norilsk, and we can see the difference indeed by the length of the ship. Here is actually Kutsov, and we can see that it is indeed a little bit shorter. So of course they have different statistics in game, but yeah, we can see what they look like. And just to continue with the basic cruisers, even though this one can only be bought in what is called the support sprue that you have with the Mojaiski, for example, this is a Morosko. The Morosko is basically a Norilsk. As you can see, he has a small gun in the front. Here I gave him some railguns, but he has this little head that is quite different if we compare, and it's actually a cryo generator that allows him to either drop some icebergs or to make basically a shooting attack that is quite devastating. It's a blast weapon. Let's continue with the Morosko, and let's have a look at the tougher, angrier version, the Hatanga, which is, as you can see, the same. All the loadouts are configurable, of course, but this one has a drill in front. And this drill is really, really efficient. If you've watched our battle reports, you've seen how powerful it is, and you will keep seeing it, because I just love this ship, especially now that in the rules you can drop it from reserve, like kind of like deep striking if you would. And yeah, this is really a good ship to just go brawling. It's very tough, not that expensive, and it's very tough, and it's absolutely worth every point. Let's continue with the basic, like, frontline brawlers with the big ship itself, the Borodino. Here it's a version with 3 heavy trial railguns. You can either play this as a Borodino with railguns, or you can say it is the named version, the Partusov. And in either case, this is really a very, very powerful ship. It can be escorted by 3 of the little Ruriks, for example, attached, so they cover each other, making a little battle group. If you do this, it is going to be really, really efficient. And anyway, it is quite cheap. It does not have any shield or generator, or except the cryo generator, but it is absolutely a devastating beast. And if you have a Hunt for the Prometheus, don't think, like, because it's one of the first miniature release, that it's not going to be a good ship. It absolutely is. And yeah, my opponents are scared of the Borodino, maybe even more than they're supposed to, because yeah, when it does work, it works really well. On the same chassis as the Borodino, we have the Mojaiski. I say same chassis because they have the same defensive stat lines in terms of armor, citadel, we can see that, yeah, they do share a lot in common. The Mojaiski is available in its own box, the Mojaiski Battle Fleet set, and I love very much this model. It had ups and downs in terms of rules. It is made of resin, it's the same as the Borodino, while most of these ships are in plastic. All those we've seen before, those two were in plastic. This is resin. This is really a beautiful ship. I'm still wondering why he has 3 rocket batteries and we cannot replace them yet with railguns. Hopefully it will come soon. And yeah, it's just such a cool model. As you can see, there is this little takeoff stripe, and it goes under the bridge. It's really cool. And yeah, one of my favorite ship. Not so strong right now, but still very, very usable. Since we are talking about aircrafts, let's have a look at the SRS tokens. Those I customized. The SRS token by default are just the 3 little ships on the surface, like the textured ship. I added some aircrafts on those. I'm gonna do the same for the American, British, and well, as much as can be done for every faction, probably the Germans as well. This come from a third-party website, the aircrafts. I will put the link in the description of the video. And yeah, I just think it gives so much more taste, like so much impact to the miniature. We can see that now there was this little effect. First of all, it was just painted by Gork Factory, a little white effect. And actually now my miniatures are being painted by Hyace Miniatures. And it does an amazing job at a great speed, because I have no time or space. This is my whole apartment. No time or space to paint, nor skill. And he added this little, I think it's resin or glue or something, to really make the effect. And I highly recommend doing this if you can. I don't think, like from what he says, it's not that much work, and it gives such a good effect of speed. Otherwise, they just look like they're floating, but if you make this little effect, I will ask him to put in the comment what it is exactly. It just gives such an effect of speed, and it's great. Personally, I love it. Let's continue with the aircrafts, with the smaller aircrafts, the Pravda. The Pravda is the most basic carrier of the whole game. I mean, it just looked like a basic aircraft carrier from the 60s, but yeah, well, I mean, it fits for the theme of the Commonwealth. It looks quite plain and boring. I mean, I like it. It has 1 rocket battery here, and unfortunately, it's quite weak in the game right now. It is tough for a carrier, but it's still gonna get crippled anyway at any time someone points any sort of firepower at them. So yeah, it's a little bit tougher, but your carrier is not supposed to be catching enemy shells or missiles. So just hide them, but if you hide them which is the way to play with carriers, it doesn't matter that he's tougher, because like, yeah, what for? And he's just gonna get sunk as much as any other ship by SRS or this kind of thing. So not so great, but still a nice model. I'm breaking everything here. And this is like most of the basic stuff that you can get. It's not done yet. Let's have a look. Here, for example, this is also coming from the support sprues, and this is a Stoletov Ekranoplan. It's actually not an aircraft, it's just skimming on the surface of the water. You can see a little bit in the back if I focus here. Yeah, they're supposed to just skim very fast on the surface of the water. And it's actually based on a real-life Soviet Ekranoplan that really, like, is the same. It really looks like its real-world counterpart, which is fine. Like, I mean, I like the design. It is armed to the teeth. You can see on the back that it has a lot of like rockets and small and big and torpedoes, but it's fragile, like a lot. I will stay polite. It's really fragile. And yeah, it's one of these glass cannons that is very fun to play, but will get focused on very fast. So one thing to note, there is a new model of Ekranoplan that will be released, we think early next year, we suppose. And it's going to be kind of like the same, but more for the close combat, while this one is more for extreme range combat. And there is a Mass 4 ship that is going to appear, that is like an Ekranoplan carrier, like a bigger Ekranoplan, where you can fit 2 of those inside. So it's really going to be a big carrier. And yeah, it's just a giant Ekranoplan. It's going to be cool. Of course, as soon as we receive, we'll make an unboxing video of this. and we'll put it in the battle reports. But yeah, just love this model very much. They make a lot of the Commonwealth personality. Now that we've seen most of the support screws and stuff, let's have a look at the more esoteric part of the fleet. These robots come in their own battle fleet, their battle fleet Marina. This is the Marina. You can recognize because it has one drill and a hand. Very tough and powerful ship. Has little rocket batteries because it's not meant really for shooting. It's really meant to go emerge from the deep depth and just grab something with his hand and drill it at the same time. It can do Valor effect. If you don't know the game that much, it's like a super attack that you can spend cards to trigger that allows him to first do a ramming action with his drill and then just grab another ship within 3 inches, bring him closer and ram it again with a drill. So just very fluffy. It really looks like Cherno Alpha from Pacific Rim, but in a very good way. Like that's how I imagine a Soviet robot. I mean, Russian robot, let's say. We're still in the 19th century. But yeah, looks amazing. Love the model. And yeah, I have some more to get painted. And yeah, always happy to receive them. Do note that the boyars that we talked about in the beginning, those heavy frigates, they do come in this box of the Marina, of the giant robot. But they will be available, both the giant robots and the boyars, in the new Beyond the Hunt for the Prometheus box. Another variant that you can build with these giant robots is the Kostroma. This is more of a shooting version. As you can see, it has one hand here that doesn't do much. Like, it does a bit of ramming, but less than a drill, obviously, and it can be used to make a flamethrower attack, which is very cool. Let's admit that. However, its main gun is this giant mag axe rail, or yeah, it's an axe and a railgun at the same time. I will try to focus on it. And yeah, it's devastating. It's the best railgun in the game thus far. Plus, it has 2 little railguns to support on the shoulders. So really, this is a beast at shooting, and it has a very potent shooting attack. But I'm actually more happy when I play this, not as a deep strike unit, but as a counter deep strike, just shooting turn 1 and turn 2. At extreme range with this very powerful close combat weapon. And then if enemy Colossus emerges, for example, the enemy Colossus, okay, maybe he will do a ramming action, but he will not be able to shoot at full potential. And then at the beginning of the next turn, this guy can shoot at full potential back and just outright obliterate the enemy Colossus or submarine or whatever that emerged next to you. So yeah, very, very cool unit. Love it. Another big daddy that we have right here. This is the Murmansk / Tobolsk / Anastasia. This is the largest ship available to the Commonwealth right now. It is resin, so it's a little bit heavy, if I'm being honest. There are 3 variants you can build. 2 of them are really armed. This is not a legal variation. The one I have right here, they're supposed to be generators here. But yeah, it does look like a little battle station here. There's different configuration. It has cryo generator. It can send aircrafts. It just does everything. It can pop out of the ocean on turn 1 guaranteed. So really a powerful ship, because you don't want to keep it in reserve too long, this little one. And yeah, it just looks amazing. You can build it in a much cheaper variant called the Murmansk, which is only meant for repair. So you have a few like cranes and stuff to repair. You need to remove this little thing, and these little parts need to be removed as well. It's like an open donut if you want the Murmansk. The closed donut is either the named version, the Anastasia, or the Tobolsk. Both of them are very expensive, but they will always be cool and fun to play them. And the latest release that I've had from the Black Wolf battle fleet, or from the dedicated Akula battle fleet, are the submarines. First of these submarines is the smallest one, the Piranha. Those, you can have quite a few of those. They're not completely finished painted yet. I needed them ready for a battle report. But yeah, here they are. They're very small, as you can see, very light and very cute, but still very nice. Those are just very efficient. You can attach them to the largest submarines, and they can deep strike with them, or you can make a pack of those. And yeah, just really good. And you have quite a few of those. Then you can have, let's have a look at the mass 2. Let's make them in order. The mass 2 are gonna be the Hyace, if we can focus on it. This is probably my favorite submarine. I mean, I just love how bulky it is. It does look like a very big and thick submarine. It has heavy torpedoes, which for the cost, it can be between 60 and 55 points. It's just a deal. And yeah, you can have a pack of 3 of those, and they're just thick, and they're not very resilient though. They can get sunk very, very fast, but they have extreme range, so take advantage of that. But yeah, if your enemy points like anything on it, they will die very fast. So be careful about it. And last, but certainly not least, are going to be those Akulas. This is the generic version, the Akula. We can see it from the front where it has a lot of torpedoes. This is a Mass 3 submarine. Very, very efficient. It is not in resin, it is in plastic, which might explain why the Akula battle fleet set is so cheap. It is like about 50 euros for 2 Mass 3s, like, I think it's like 4 Mass 2s and 4 Mass 1s. So it's like a lot of ships for 50 euros. And you get 2 of those. The Akula is the generic version. You can have as many of them as you want. They can be a flagship or not. Depends how you want to build your list. Remember that flagships give points to your opponent if they sink it. And yeah, just a relatively tougher submarine because it does have what's the name? Ablative armor and stuff, but it's not that amazing. It will sink fast. It has only 6 armor, 11 citadel. That is not much at all. And very last of the video is going to be the Deathbringer, the named version of the Akula that is available only as a Black Wolf ship. And this is basically an Akula, which is a lot tougher. It has Fortunes of War, it has a lot of bonuses, it has almost more than double the fray if you want to do boarding, and it has a lot of bonuses left and right, but it's a lot more expensive. Akulas are about 200 points, and this is like 311 points. So yeah, it is like really more expensive. However, you do get a lot for your money. Like you will see it in a battle report soon, or depends on in which order I release the videos, might already be available. But damn, this thing does a lot of work. But again, treat it as a glass cannon and not as a frontline brawler. And that is all the different types of ships that are available right now. The one thing I didn't show is the smallest version of the Kutsov and the Norilsk, because basically you can remove the back part to have just a very smaller ship in the back and have either just one gun in the front or one big gun and one small gun in the front. It makes 2 variants. Those are fine, like the Oleg Monitor and the Cineus Fast Cruiser. Both of those that I don't have built here are efficient. The Cineus as a missile ship or a railgun ship, and the Oleg, I recommend putting a generator and just throwing it as a very, very cheap cruiser for boarding or for triggering. Quality is a quantity, which you might see from our tacticas about the Commonwealth. But yeah, this is everything that is available right now for the Commonwealth. I hope you can see a little bit more the sizes and the different options. I have to say that the Commonwealth is one of my favorite factions. It's just so many tough ships. Some of those are very fragile, such as the Ekranoplans and the Ukrainian submarines. But it does allow you to have a little bit of a hammer and anvil type of gameplay, which is amazing. And yeah, they're just extremely efficient, extremely cool. They have giant robots, they have giant submarines, they have this little donut of death. And what's not to like? When there will be more Commonwealth releases, I will make little videos about them. And when I will catch up to another faction, when I have basically everything available, I will make videos about this. Probably the next miniature review video that we will have will be about the Crown. Just need to get the Sturginium boxes, yes, boxes plural, that I have painted. And also the Protector battle fleet. And then I will have all the British ships possible. Also the Americans, I'm soon up to date as soon as I finish all the boxes plus Mexico. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see the Crown in the next miniature review or the Union. And or let me know as well if you like this type of videos of a little miniature review. If you don't, okay, I will stop. If you do like it a lot, well, I will try to make it more regularly. And as always, if you liked, give us a thumbs up, it really helped. You can type us a little comment to let us know all the questions I just asked, or just let us know if you like or not, or just a little word of encouragement. And if you're not a subscriber yet, please do subscribe. That really helps the channel. And that's it for today. Until the next video, please remember to keep spreading the love all around you. Bye!